Have you ever wondered why the housing market behaves the way it does? It's a fascinating world, where economic trends, societal shifts, and individual decisions converge. Now, more than ever, it's vital to grasp its rhythm, its ebb and flow. Whether you're a seasoned investor or just starting your journey, this understanding can illuminate the path to profitable real estate ventures. So, let's dive in, explore the nuances, and decode the mysteries. Because understanding the housing market can be your key to successful real estate investment. Today, the housing market presents a fascinating study. It's a rich tapestry, woven with threads of intricate economic factors, supply and demand dynamics, and ever-evolving trends. Let's delve deeper to understand the current state of this multifaceted market. Our journey begins with the exploration of key trends shaping the housing market. A notable trend is the continuous rise in house prices. Over the past few years, prices have been steadily climbing, driven by an imbalance between supply and demand. Despite the increase in property values, the demand for houses remains robust. The reasons? Low mortgage rates and a shift towards remote work, which has allowed people to relocate and invest in homes in more affordable areas. Simultaneously, the supply side of the housing market tells a different story. The construction industry is grappling with several challenges, like rising labor and material costs and regulatory constraints. This has led to a slowdown in the pace of new residential construction, tightening the supply of homes and driving prices up further. Now, let's pivot to the economic impact on the housing market. The economy and the housing market are intertwined. A strong economy usually translates into a buoyant housing market. However, the recent economic turbulence marked by inflation and uncertainty has added a layer of complexity to this relationship. Yet, the housing market continues to display resilience, fueled by the aforementioned factors like low mortgage rates and the shift towards remote work. Yet, it's important to remember that the housing market isn't an isolated entity. It's influenced by a myriad of factors, from government policies and technological advancements to demographic shifts and changes in consumer behavior. These elements can sway the market in unexpected ways, making the housing market a complex and dynamic entity. In a nutshell, the current state of the housing market is a fascinating blend of rising prices, robust demand, constrained supply, and economic resilience. It's a market shaped by diverse factors, each contributing to its dynamism and complexity. The housing market is a complex entity influenced by various factors. What makes the housing market tick? This question has been on the minds of economists, homeowners, and investors alike for years. The answer is not simple, but a multitude of factors, all interacting and influencing each other in complex ways. First and foremost, let's consider interest rates. When rates are low, borrowing money becomes cheaper, making it more affordable for people to buy homes. This increased demand often leads to a rise in property prices. On the other hand, when interest rates rise, borrowing becomes more expensive, which can cool the demand and cause a dip in the market. Next up, we have economic conditions. The state of the economy plays a significant role in the housing market. When the economy is strong, with low unemployment and high consumer confidence, people are more likely to invest in property. However, during an economic downturn, people may be hesitant to take on the financial commitment of a mortgage, leading to a decrease in demand. Government policies also play a crucial role in shaping the housing market. Policies such as tax reliefs or incentives for first-time buyers can stimulate demand. On the flip side, stricter lending standards or higher property taxes can discourage people from entering the market. The supply of housing is another key factor. When there's a surplus of homes on the market, prices tend to decrease as sellers compete for buyers. Conversely, when there's a shortage, prices tend to rise as buyers compete for the available properties. Lastly, demographic trends influence the housing market. For instance, if there's a significant increase in the number of people reaching home buying age, this could potentially lead to an increase in demand for housing. As you can see, the housing market isn't influenced by a single factor, but by a web of interconnected elements. Interest rates, economic conditions, government policies, supply and demand, and demographic trends all play a part. These factors intertwine to shape the housing market's trajectory. The housing market doesn't exist in isolation. It's a vital part of our broader economic landscape, influencing and being influenced by a myriad of other factors. Let's delve into how the housing market impacts the economy. Firstly, the housing market plays a significant role in employment. From construction workers to real estate agents, from architects to interior decorators, a robust housing market creates jobs in various sectors directly or indirectly related to it. When the housing market thrives, it creates a ripple effect, leading to job growth across these sectors. Secondly, the housing market affects consumer spending. When house prices rise, homeowners feel wealthier and are more likely to spend on goods and services, a phenomenon known as the wealth effect. This increased spending, in turn, stimulates the economy. On the flip side, when house prices fall, homeowners may cut back on spending, which can lead to an economic slowdown. Next, the housing market influences economic growth. Construction of new homes and renovation of existing ones contributes to gross domestic product, or GDP. A flourishing housing market means more construction, more jobs, and ultimately, more economic growth. Moreover, the housing market also impacts the banking sector. When housing prices rise, banks are more willing to lend as the value of the collateral, the house itself, increases. This can lead to an increase in credit availability and stimulate economic growth. Conversely, when housing prices fall, banks may tighten lending standards, which can slow economic growth. Lastly, the housing market affects government revenues. Property taxes, which are a significant source of local government revenue, are directly tied to housing prices. When housing prices rise, so do property tax revenues, providing more funds for public services and infrastructure. In essence, the housing market is like the heart of the economy, pumping vitality into various sectors. When it's healthy, it promotes job creation, stimulates consumer spending, fosters economic growth, supports the banking sector, and bolsters government revenues. Thus, the health of the housing market plays a critical role in the overall economic landscape. But how can you decipher the trends in the housing market? Well, understanding housing market trends is like reading a map. It provides you with a clear direction and allows you to make informed real estate decisions. Let's delve into the key indicators to watch for and how to interpret them. One of the most crucial indicators is the median home price, which is the midpoint price of all houses sold in a particular area. When the median home price is on the rise, it often points to a seller's market. Conversely, when it's decreasing, it could mean a buyer's market is on the horizon. Another key indicator is the housing inventory. This is the number of homes available for sale at any given time. When inventory is low, it could signal a seller's market as there are fewer options for buyers, potentially driving up prices. On the other hand, a high inventory might suggest a buyer's market as there are more options for buyers, which may result in lower prices. Interest rates also play a significant role in housing market trends. When interest rates are low, it's typically easier for potential buyers to secure a mortgage, which can lead to increased demand and possibly higher prices. However, when interest rates rise, it could deter potential buyers, leading to a decrease in demand and potentially lower prices. Lastly, let's not overlook the importance of the economy. Economic factors such as employment rates and economic growth can significantly impact the housing market. When the economy is strong and employment is high, more people may be able to afford homes, leading to increased demand. Conversely, when the economy is weak and unemployment is high, fewer people may be in a position to buy, resulting in decreased demand. It's important to remember, though, that these indicators do not work in isolation. They are interconnected, and changes in one can impact the others. Therefore, to truly understand housing market trends, one must consider all these indicators as a whole, not in isolation. Armed with this knowledge, you can navigate the housing market with more confidence. In conclusion, the housing market is a crucial part of the economy and an important arena for investment. It's a multifaceted entity that is influenced by a myriad of factors, all of which we've explored in our journey today. We kicked off by questioning the current state of the housing market, taking a deep dive into its dynamics and complexities. We discovered that the housing market is anything but static. It's a living, breathing entity that shifts and evolves in response to various influences. We then navigated the factors that shape the housing market, from interest rates and government policies to population growth and economic health. Each of these elements can sway the market, impacting housing prices and availability. Next, we delved into the impact of the housing market on the economy at large. It's a symbiotic relationship where changes in one can trigger ripple effects in the other. And lastly, we explored how understanding these trends can guide successful real estate investment. Recognizing patterns and anticipating changes can provide a competitive edge, turning opportunities into profitable investments. So, whether you're a seasoned investor or just starting out, understanding the housing market and its trends is key. It's about making informed decisions, staying ahead of the curve, and turning knowledge into power. Remember, a well-informed investor is a successful investor. Thanks for watching and stay tuned for more insights into the world of real estate.